Let me show you what I wanna do. I wanna spend the rest of my life with you. Are you listening, darling? Look where we started. Breaking in half left us broken hearted. So where do we go from here? Are you listening, darling? Look where we started. Breaking in half left us broken hearted. So where do we go? Are you listening, darling? Look where we started. Breaking in half left us broken hearted. So where do we go from here? Where do we go from here? Yeah, where do we go from here? Are you listening, darling? Are you listening, darling? Are you listening, darling? Look where we started. Breaking in half left us broken hearted.
Hello and welcome back everybody to Bit Trading. Of course, my name is AJ, one of the mentors here, and today, as always, we will run through the Bitcoin technical analysis. We will take a look at what is going on in the markets, what I'm currently doing in the markets, what I'm of course looking for next, and all of that good stuff. So if that sounds interesting, please do smash that thumbs up button. Helps me out, helps the channel out, and I can continue to, of course, bring this content to you. And if you are new to the channel, please do subscribe. But enough of that. Let's jump into the charts and let's take a look at what is initially going on, right? So, what are we seeing here? Well, we've seen a pretty hefty pullback on Bitcoin after this morning. We did come up and test this value area high. We perfectly rejected off of this value area high. Now, this morning with the team, I was kind of walking through that there was a potential shorting opportunity from up here. Okay, and that potential shorting opportunity that I was kind of looking for was kind of around 99,375 to possibly all-time high as well. So kind of just this area here, right, for that possible short. Unfortunately, we didn't get quite as high as that. We just rejected from literally the value area high. And I mean, the confluence there was some, you've got GP 786, you've got value area high. But then when I'm bringing up a GP 786, if you know me by now, I like to look for absorption there, and we just did not have that level of absorption that I would have liked to have seen. So for me, there was just not really a short trade from there. Okay, yes, we saw price pull back, but in terms of like high probability trade setups that play out, the majority of the time, in my eyes, it just wasn't it from there. So I was hoping for maybe a little bit higher. Maybe we could have got a short trade from a little bit higher. But nevertheless, right, we've seen price pull back, and we've seen price come into support. So we were looking at support this morning at 96,750. And this was where we were looking for a potential long, because coming into the level, we were actually forming absorption. Okay, we were forming absorption coming into that naked point of control. And of course, what I was looking at with the team as well this morning was we had a GP 786 in that area as well. So there was some really, really nice support at this level for a potential long trade. However, we did not take the long trade because we did see price literally just smash straight through that naked point of control. Absolutely no sign of strength here, just literally smashing through the level. Right, that's all it was. I did tell the team here there was no sign of strength at the naked point of control at $96,750, so no long was taken. Okay, but then we did kind of come into another area of support that, in all honesty, I didn't expect us to come into today. I honestly didn't expect us to come all the way down here today. But, okay, we did, of course, come down to, kind of another level of interest, right? We've been looking at this recently, which is, of course, range low. Now, this was where we we're kind of previously looking for a long trade as well. But yeah, I mean, what I've said previously is, range trading. Okay, if we can see a range up here, let's look to trade that range. And I mean, this is starting to look like a range. And of course, we've come down, of course, to the range low, right? What did we do? We failed auctioned that range low right here. Whilst at the same time, okay, we've also seen lots of, let's go into the 10-minute, make it a little bit easier to see. Okay, we've also seen, 20 million shorts open up here, 9.3 million shorts open up here. So we've seen, quite a lot of shorts open up at the low here, right? So this is almost 30 million in 2 candles. Okay, 30 million in 2 candles. It is a pretty considerable amount of shorts opening up. Okay, we then started to see a bit of a rise in price. Okay, of course we did get this failed auction, and I did actually take a long trade off of this. Right, I did take a long trade off of this, and I do still in that long trade. It's in a bit of a loss at this moment in time, in all honesty. But yeah, I saw this as a sign of strength. We've got lots of traders who were trapped down here. A lot of them still are. Okay, from the very low, right? But not all of them are trapped yet. Okay, or anymore. And we are at this VWAP, which is pulled from this low all the way back here. For me, it's just some nice confluence, right? We did bounce off of it. We're coming back to retest it now. Do we hold it? If we don't hold it, I'd expect to see lower. And we'll get stopped out and we'll look for much lower prices. But yeah, I mean, for me here, okay, it's the case of right. Let's just see what happens here, because I do initially like this sport. When entering in, I liked what was going on, and I was expecting a continuation higher. It's not what we saw. In all honesty, like I've been saying as well, like the conditions that we're in at this moment in time are quite difficult to trade. They are quite difficult to trade, and I'm finding it difficult myself. I haven't found it this difficult to find a nice runner. Okay, a nice runner in. This is talking maybe over a year. Okay, maybe a little bit less, could be 8 months, but I can't remember the last time that I've, really struggled with looking for a good runner. And I mean, it's not all, it's the reality of it, right? It's not all sunshine and rainbows. It's, you are going to have some, some cloudy times, right? So, I just have to, I know that I'll get past this point, right? I will get past this point, and I know that, there are going to be good, many good trades in the future. It's just about, kind of taking a step back now for me and just kind of reassessing everything. And yeah, looking for again, the setups that, again, I've publicly shared, right, ever since this channel was created. And yeah, I'm pretty confident that I've showed a pretty good track record throughout all of that time. I do understand, yeah, I've taken a couple losses here now and a couple break evens, but even if you've been around watching me for however long this channel has been around for, maybe almost a year, I have not, I can't recall ever taking a break even trade since this channel has been created. Not that I have never taken a break-even trade before, because I know that I have. But yeah, I've decided to cut losses, mitigate risk by just taking a break-even on a trade, because it doesn't look like it was going to go my way. For example, I think, was it a long trade from here? Okay, we came ever so close to the target. The target was kind of these highs here, and we kind of just front run it. We saw price pullback. For me, I saw no strength on the pullback, so it's a case of, right, let's just cut the losses here, take a break even trade on that. Not too fussed about that. But looking at that, like, I haven't taken a break even trade in at least a year, and you will know this, of course, if you've been following the channel. So that in itself is just proving to me how difficult these conditions are to trade in at this moment in time. And I'd bring it down to there's no, I think probably too much FOMO in the markets at this moment in time. There's too many there's too many unexperienced. Yeah, that's probably a good way to put it. There's too many unexperienced traders doing the same thing, and it's exactly, this goes back to the example of the GameStop, right, where there was so many unexperienced traders, right, but because they were all doing the same thing, they were kind of, it was working for them, right? It was working for them. Okay, and that's kind of the conditions that that we're seeing here. It's like the short trade setups. Even some of the short trades from up here, which were really, really good trades, good one to two risk to reward ratios, just in general, really, really, really solid, good trades. Okay, you would have, in all honesty, I would have expected them to run a little bit more. Okay, because of how many long trades you would expect to close out. But right, what people have been doing is just, of course, buying and buying and buying and buying on the way up. So it's made it much, much more difficult to have short trades like we were having only a couple months ago, right? With these big pullbacks here. Okay, it's very difficult to get those trades where we are right now. And even with the long trades as well, the long trades have been fairly difficult in themselves as well, because we've had long trades planned out. Okay, we've had long trades planned out. Price has pulled back, but we haven't pulled back into those areas where we've been interested in longing. Right? For example, I think that this was an example here. This was an example here. Maybe this one here, I can't remember, but we were looking for pullbacks and then rises up to all-time high. And that's exactly what price did. Price did what we were looking for it to do, but price didn't come down to where we were looking for price to come down to, of course, get into those positions, right? To get into those positions to trade up to all-time high and then possibly short from all-time high. So yeah, we've seen those levels being front run, okay, and that's again down to so many people coming into this market and literally just buying up the dip, and we're front running those key levels. So I can break down this and I can talk about it for hours, in all honesty, but the actual fact is, okay, right, these are just dark times. Cloudy times. Once we get through these, okay, there's always going to be sunshine and rainbows on the other side. I know that myself. Right, I've been in this industry for 4 years now, and I've had my fair shares of ups and downs, more downs at the start than ups, a lot more downs than ups. Okay, but yeah, over the past 2 years, it's been a lot more ups than downs. Okay, a lot, and I mean a lot more ups than downs. Okay, and this is one of those times where I am struggling a little bit. I'm struggling to, and again, I'll always be transparent here as well. I am struggling to, to find those good trades, and it's not necessarily that there aren't setups or the setups are not, as good as they usually are. It's just the fact that the market conditions are hard to trade at this moment in time. Right, the setups that I will, that I usually take, that give me really high consistent win rates, okay, are just not really working in these conditions. Okay, and that's fine. Right, this is where, okay, maybe I just take a little bit of a step back. Okay, maybe I just reanalyze, maybe I'll wait for the markets to settle a little bit, because what we have to understand is price recently has been very parabolic, okay, and a market can't continue to do this, right? It's not really healthy for a market to continue to do it either, okay? Because the more parabolic it goes, the bigger the pullback and the harsher the pullback is going to be, right? Whereas if you have a parabolic move and then you have a big pullback, okay, there's more breathing room towards the upside to continue higher, okay, because there's of course that mitigation of risk of everybody getting wrecked, okay, because what you do instead is you wreck a smaller, it's still a large portion, but a smaller portion than you would if price was just to continue up. So yeah, I mean, for me, it's right. Let's see how this goes. I'm still happy in this long trade. In all honesty, I'm still happy to see how it goes. While risking $300 something, and that's something that I've done as well recently, where I've been entering into trades with less capital, just to kind of protect myself, mitigate a little bit more risk, because I understand that these market conditions are very, very tough. It's like the break-even trades we took, and even like the loss from here as well. It was, oh, sorry, was it? No, that was the break-even, or was it the loss from here? I can't quite remember where it was from, but it was, the setup was good. We saw everything that I wanted to see in it. It was just the case of, okay, price didn't move as much as I kind of wanted it to. So initially, if we were looking for like, and this is what I was talking about with the team this morning, if we're looking for like a 1-to-1 risk to reward ratio, those two break-even trades, those two losses, they would have just been successful trades if I was looking for 1-to-1s. But how I like to trade, how I usually trade, how I've been trading for the past 2 years, is I like to look for the 1-to-2 risk to reward ratios. Whereas these past like 4 trades that I've taken, looking for the 1-to-2 risk to reward ratios has not been the best idea, because what we've seen is actually price go for a 1-to-1 and then price is actually reversed, which is of course very, very frustrating, right? We front run the levels that I've been interested in taking profit at, but initially we saw what we wanted to see, where we saw trap traders, we saw absorption, we saw everything that we wanted to see. We saw price do what we wanted it to do as well, i.e. move in our direction with, right, it was paired, okay, with what we wanted to see in the order flow as well. What we wanted to see, what reason we wanted to see price move because of, right? Everything was good, okay? Everything was good in it. It was just a case of price didn't want to go as far as we were kind of looking for it to go, okay? So yeah, again, it's not always sunshine and rainbows. I think this is definitely, ever since I've started the channel, this has been the toughest period for me, in all honesty, the most toughest period. Again, throughout the whole of this channel, I honestly do not think I've taken a break-even trade, and I've taken 2 break-even trades here. That kind of shows you how, even I'm struggling a little bit in these conditions. So yeah, we'll see, right? We'll see what goes on. I still like this area. I still like this area for a long trade. I do still think that we can go to all-time high again. The question is, is this the end of the bull market? And to that, I will tell you truthfully, I do not know, and I do not care. I have expressed to you as well in a previous live stream that I have actually taken some more profits on, of course, the HODL portfolio up here. I've had these positions open from 20k, 16k, 17k to up to 35k, right? So in all honesty, this is a good area to take profit in my opinion. But is this the end of the bull market? Well, we are starting to see a little bit of weakness here in terms of, okay, we're actually starting to see some bearish structure form here. Okay, so this is kind of your first sign of weakness. We have, of course, price kind of rolling over a little bit here. We have a huge amount of long trades that have opened up on the move towards the upside, right? Just there's so many long trades that have opened up, and this pullback can really shake out a lot of people. So, I wouldn't be all that surprised if we did see a big pullback. In all honesty, would not be surprised whatsoever. And does it mean that it's going to be the start of the bear market, right? It doesn't mean that, right? For example, here, okay, this was back in 2021, very long time ago now. But yeah, we saw this huge crash here, okay, before this huge move back up to all-time high, right? This is something that we could experience again, okay, where we just shake out all of those over-leveraged, over-positioned long trades, FOMO long trades, before we get another move towards the upside, right? And then maybe the bear market starts from there. Okay. What you have to remember is we have been extremely parabolic. This is not going to continue for forever, right? In a realistic scenario, you don't want it to happen either. You don't want price to, go parabolic to 200,000 if you really. I guess in the short term, if you positioned yourself in a good way, and of course you're looking to take profits there, but in terms of the longer run, it would be better for us to see a pullback than a continuation higher, and that's something that we could see before maybe another bear market. We'll see though. We'll see, right? For me, that's HODL portfolio territory. For me now, it's let's see how let's see what price does from here, and I will reevaluate, reassess the conditions, see if the trading conditions are a little bit better, because again, these are for me cloudy times, and I know that I will get through this, and I will get through to sunshines and rainbows again. But it's just going to take a bit of adaptation to the markets, a bit of patience, and it's again, it's like I don't think I've been in throughout this whole channel. Okay, I don't think I've been in a time like this where we've been so we've been struggling a lot, where the market conditions have been pretty hard to trade. So it's a matter of patience, and just reevaluation, reassessing the markets, and reassessing the market conditions in terms of taking trades. So I will leave that there. Okay, I think I will leave that there, and I will see you, of course, in the Discord, if you are in the Discord, of course, and we'll have a little bit of a breakdown of everything in there, probably in the next daily market update, and we'll see where we can go from here, because we need to push through these times where trades have been, in all honesty, difficult, and we will of course look forward and look for the brighter times. But I will leave that there. Of course, if this did give you some insights, again, it's not all sunshines and rainbows. You are going to have these periods where you struggle a little bit, and I haven't had a period like this in a very long time, and I can tell you I've definitely not had a period like this during this whole channel, right? When this whole channel has been created. And I mean, here I try and be as honest and as transparent as possible. And I will admit that these conditions are tough, and I'm struggling a little bit here. So it's just okay. Maybe we hold off a little bit, and we wait for better times. But I hope you guys. This is the raw reality of it as well, right? The raw reality of it. Again, someone like myself who is in this 24/7 full time. It's it's something that you don't necessarily want to happen, but it's the reality of it. Okay, it is the reality of it. So yeah, have a lovely rest of your day. I will see you in the next live stream. I'll see you in the Discord, wherever I see you. I'm sure I will see you again. So yeah, take care. Have a lovely rest of your day, and see you later. Goodbye.
Take me home, 'cause I wanna feel like I belong. They relate to all this pain in my past, so they listen to my song. So let's go back to where it began and where it all started from. Take this chance, one last dance, 'cause I've been waiting way too long. Take my hand, I wanna